Hi, I'm Cynthia for Artbeads.com, and I would like to show you how to use the epoxy glue. This is a glue that I use all the time because it's really strong and you can use it for anything. I love also use it for filigree, filigree embellishment pieces. You will think the filigree has a lot of holes, so how do I do that? Well, I really want to show you that, and you can create some very unique and beautiful pieces. So the things that you need is some epoxy glue. Here I have some Swarovski and then another epoxy 5 here. And then one thing that I really recommend is having some little card. Those are my old business card that I just want to throw away, but you can have something that is a little thick to mix your glue. Then you have those little sticks. You can find those to any craft store, or you can use a toothpick also. I love using those because they're pointy on one side and then they're flat on the other side. If I need to use, I can use both sides to apply my glue on my pieces. And then something that I really love also is chopstick. You know, you go to an Asian restaurant, just grab the chopstick, keep them with you. They're very handy here to let your piece dry because, especially when you work with filigree, the glue will go through your piece and you don't want the glue to stick to your table. So I use the chopstick and I can place my pieces like that and they can cure and the glue can dry. So let me show you, and I'm going to start with the Swarovski 2-part epoxy glue. So what you want to do is mix an equal amount of glue, and sometimes it can be tricky, so sometimes you realize you pour too much glue from one tube, and you just have to try to put the same amount on the other. And then you just mix those two together like that. You want to mix them very well. And then it's just very easy. You just take your basil. Here I have a Tiracas basil, and I really like to put a good amount on the side, inside also, so really don't hesitate to put a lot of glue. And then I have here this beautiful cushion stones, and then you can just apply like that. Now, as you can see, I have some glue coming out. Well, you can just grab a wipe and you can just take the glue with the wipe. It goes away very easily. So with the Swarovski epoxy glue, you have, I think it's about an hour that you can work with it. It won't set very quickly, but you need to let it cure for 24 hours. So don't think that you're using the glue and then you can make your piece. No, you have to let it cure. It's much better. Like that, you're sure that it's really, that your crystal is really sticking to your piece. And you can see you don't need a lot, especially for a small bezel like that, and I still have quite a lot of glue. So what I like to do before I do some gluing project is I do several pieces. So I have all my components, I have several components together, and then I can just grab my piece and glue them together. So I'm going to put that aside. So this is pretty easy, pretty fast to do. And then you have the epoxy 5, and it's called epoxy 5 minutes because you work with it, you have 5 minutes to work with it. And it could be pretty intimidated. It's, wow, that's going to dry really fast. Actually, it doesn't. You still have time to work with it. And this is a glue that I really like working with too. And you have this little cap here and those two syringes here. And it can be tricky sometimes because you will push on it and one part will go faster than the other part. So try again to make the same amount of glue. As you can see now, it's only on one side that is coming out. So I'm going to tilt over and push on the other side and I'm trying to make the same amount of glue, and that's good. And what I want to glue is that piece here. So I have 3 pieces. I have a crystal, I have a kind of like a flower, and then this big piece. It's a lot of filigree, so it's a lot of hole, but don't worry, it will glue. So I'm mixing my glue together, and when I work with the Epoxy 5, I like to make it a little thick. I don't want it to be too liquid, especially when you work with filigree, because you want the glue to stick very fast. One thing also to mention is if you can open a window when you work with a glue like that, especially if you're making a lot of projects. So I'm just putting some glue here. I put a lot on that filigree, and then I'm taking my Rivoli, and I put some on the Rivoli. And then let's put that Rivoli inside, like that. And again, if you have some glue on your Rivoli, you can always take your wipes and just wipe it. Okay, and then I'm gonna glue on that piece on the big one. Oops, let me put that on the, there we go. I should have more glue here, I don't have enough. But I'm gonna try to take this as much as I can. You know what, I think I need to mix more glue. And you have time. I know it's 5 minutes, but it's okay. Still have time to do this. I need a little more here. There we go. And I mix it together. Okay, let's do that again. So I'm reapplying glue, taking this piece and put it down. Okay. And then I still have time, it's not drying yet, so you can move it. You can move it around thinking, okay, do I want this way? Do I want this way? You just put it together. So now I will wait a little. Wait that the glue is gluing a little more, and I like to, I don't want to press on the crystal here because I know the glue is going to come out, but I'm going to press a little on that piece. And if it was dry, if I know that the piece won't slide, what I do next is I'm turning my whole piece. So I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm turning my piece like that, and you can see here I have a lot of hole in the filigree. So I'm taking more glue and I'm putting glue again in the back of it. And don't hesitate, just put a lot of glue. So you put a lot of glue like that, and the glue is going to go inside the filigree and gonna stick on that piece here. So because I moved here, my crystal is moving. And then you just have to cure, let it cure for 24 hours. So I just leave it like that and don't touch it. You can, in maybe 30 minutes, you can have a look at it, and if you feel like you need some more glue, just add some more glue. That's something very easy to do. But like I say, if you want to make a piece of jewelry, just wait 24 hours. So this glue is very easy to do things. Like for example, I have here a owl, and the side of the owl is, it's pretty deep. So how can I glue it on that piece? Well, I put a lot of glue first on the wings here, put it on that piece, turn it, and I did the same like I did on the filigree. I took some more glue and I put some glue here. So before you turn your piece, let it sit a little, It takes 5 minutes for the glue to stick, and then you can turn your piece and then you can add more glue in the back. It's amazing how you can do what you can do with that. Look at that piece, for example. Here I have this patina, and I glued the wings, and the wings were not dry yet, and then I glued that piece. So I put glue on that piece, and as I know it's 5 minutes, but you have time, I was able to kind of center my wings and move the wings and center that piece in the middle. And then I was able to put more glue. So I put glue in here, glue in the back of the Rivoli, and I placed the Rivoli on top of that piece. I really love that piece. I think it's really great. Now, if I felt like it was not strong enough, I didn't have enough glue, I would have turned the piece and I would have added some more pieces here. What is great with this glue is transparent, so you don't really see it, and it's really smooth. But like I say, you have time to tweak it, you have time to move and place your pieces. This is another piece also. Then I made 3 pieces, so 1, 2, 3. I glue first the top, and then when the top was glued, I glue it to the filigree, and I turn it, and I added some more glue here. So this is the trick. Don't hesitate to put a lot of glue, and this is what I did here. This one was pretty easy because I have a lot of surface for the glue, so I just put glue on the fleur de lis and then add it on the top of this beautiful flower. So that's it, and then use the chopstick. I think this is a great tip. I wanted to show you that also. I love playing with wings. So what I did is I placed my wings together, put some glue on the wings, put that piece, and again, it moved a little. So I was able to place the piece. I put it on the table, and I was able to move the wings a little, make sure that everything was centered. Put some glue on that beautiful flower and glue everything together, and it holds really well. So it's really fun to work with all those filigree. I know it's intimidating because they have a lot of holes, but with those epoxy glue, you can glue anything, really. I love doing this type of jewelry, and I'm hoping that I gave you some inspiration here, and I'm hoping that you will play also with glue and filigree. One tip, I had a lot of, like I say, I had a lot of projects ready for me to be able to glue, and sometimes it can be frustrated. So I took my music, put my favorite music on, very loud, and I just did my glue. So thank you very much for watching this video, and see you next time. Bye bye.